the 4th of July. The Pirates playing the Cleveland Indians in Game 2 of their 3-game interleague series at PNC Park. What a great day for baseball. All major league teams wearing special uniforms on this 4th of July as the Buccos and Indians meet this afternoon in the middle game of their 3-game series. Greg Brown along with Steve Blass. And Steve, there is just nothing like the 4th of July and baseball. The Pirates get to host the Indians, and that's really special.
Yeah, it's great to be an American. It's great to be around a baseball game. Kind of takes you back, if you step back a little bit, to small-town America and the village greens and the cookouts and the fireworks. It's a good feeling day. It's kind of our summer signature.
Well, a guy who's going to have a really special afternoon, you would think. He's making his 3rd major league start. Let's hope the Pirates can do something against Cody Anderson. But again, just his 3rd major league start, opposed by left-hander Jeff Locke.
Yeah, he's living the dream. Cody Anderson brought from AA, then AAA. He's been stunning in his first 2 starts. He pitched them both against the Rays. Took a very good ball game, a no-hitter deep into the ball game. So we'll see what the Pirates really have found out about him with video and maybe some advanced scouting. Jeff Locke has been quite consistent in his last 4 starts, although we're starting to get the feeling that Clint Hurdle around the 6th inning, if Jeff is pitching well, and he has been recently, they start keeping a close look. That might be, in terms of length of a game, that might be about where he is right now. So we'll wait and see.
Well, the Pirates, got those bats going in Detroit, sweeping the Tigers in that 3-game series. But last night they had just 3 hits in a loss to the Indians. So the Pirates look to get the bats going again, look for some early fireworks on the 4th of July. It is Independence Day. The Pirates and the Indians ready to play ball. Coming up next.
Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota helps you get the most out of your drive. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota, let's go places. By Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
Beautiful day for baseball on the 4th of July. Just a spectacular flyover during our national anthem, and Andrew McCutchen leads the way. You see the Pirates wearing the special unis, special caps. All major league teams will honor America by wearing those special uniforms today, and they will be auctioned off later. to support our troops. It is Independence Day in America. Yeah, you could not have a better day for baseball. First, the Indians starting lineup under Terry Francona. And it looks like this. It's brought to you by Honda. Jason Kipnis leads the American League with 108 hits. He'll be followed by Francisco Lindor and Michael Brantley. Jan Gomes is the catcher and cleanup hitter. Carlos Santana plays first base. Giovanni Urshela is at third. Brandon Moss in right. Mike Aviles is in left. And Cody Anderson on the mound.
And they will tee it up against left-hander Jeff Locke. Jeff making his 16th start. He's 4-4. As you take a look at the entire chart, he has never faced the Cleveland Indians, but he is 5-1 in interleague play. And you know, he's a number 5 starter, Greg, but let's keep track of that. What the ultimate goal of any starting pitcher is to keep his team in the ballgame. His last 4 starts, he's given up a total of 5 runs, and in those 4 starts, the Pittsburgh Pirates are 3-1. So for a number 5 starter, I think Jeff Locke's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think Neil Huntington has pointed that out over the last couple of years. You get caught up and you want all of your 5 starters to be number 1s, but for a 5th starter, you look at his numbers, not too shabby. Andrew McCutchen is in center field, part of the Honda defense. He's flanked by Starling Marte and Gregory Polanco, Josh Harrison and Pedro Alvarez on the corners. Jordy Mercer, Neil Walker up the middle with Francisco Cervelli catching Jeff Locke.
I hope somebody went back to Detroit and got the bats.
Yes.
I think they left some of them there. So want to pick up those bats again and get it going against this youngster. It'll be interesting to see Cody Anderson, but first things first, Jeff Locke.
You know, one current major leaguer has a birthday on the 4th of July, and who better to represent our nation than that guy, right? Jared Hughes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to that big guy, yeah. Yeah. He represents a lot of good things. He really does. He is an engaging young man. He gives you everything he's got and then some. It's kind of fun to have him on our Pittsburgh Pirate baseball team. Apple pie and baseball on the 4th of July.
Jason Kipnis 0 for 3 last night, and the first pitch is underway, and it's a strike. One ball, one strike on Kipnis.
Was Chuck Tanner born on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Who better to represent the 4th of July?
That's for sure. The late, great Chuck Tanner. Bounced foul to the right. Jared Hughes, a Point Park University tweeted out his picture and thanks for the birthday wishes. Let's wave 2 flags today, Pittsburgh.
See, he's got it right.
Yeah, he does. That one and the skull and crossbones later, maybe.
Yep.
And Kipnis is hit by the pitch. 92 miles per hour. And he is aboard. Jeff Locke has hit 4 batters this season. Garrett Cole leads the club, having plunked 6.
This has been kind of a tender subject in recent games for the Pittsburgh Pirates and their opponents. Hit batsmen. Well, I can tell you, having started a lot of major league games, you don't look to hit the first batter unless there's an issue, a history, something in the file. No way you want to start a ball game by hitting somebody in the middle of the back.
Francisco Lindor 0 for 5 last night. Damage really done by Brandon Moss. A 2-run homer in the second off Charlie Morton. And Michael Bourne had an RBI double with 1 out in the 4th. And Archimedes Caminero gave up a 2-run single to Bourne. Bourne out of the lineup today. And Garrett Cole will start tomorrow. He's seated next to Charlie Morton. 1-0 on the switch hitting shortstop Lindor. Francisco Lindor, 21 years old, Puerto Rican native, first round pick 4 years ago and promoted to the big leagues June the 14th.
They're talking to Terry Francona. He said they've retooled the left side of their infield, and so far he's pretty happy with it.
1-2. I guess we'll hear your conversation on the radio side tomorrow.
Yep. He is one of the most engaging people you're going to meet in the game of baseball, Terry Francona. He gets it. And had a long, extended conversation. You want to keep talking with him. Yeah. So it's a two-part thing. So if you like what you hear Sunday, tune in Monday night.
That's right. Yeah. Two-parter.
Yeah. And
with Terry Francona.
Just so proud of what he's done in baseball, but really his relationship with his dad and what his dad did and what he represents.
It's weird. They call Terry Tito now.
Yeah.
That was his dad's.
And he will tell you there's only one Tito.
Yeah. A lot of people call Terry Francona Tito these days. As Brad Mills, his bench coach. Successful skipper Terry Francona led the Red Sox to a couple of World Series titles. Started his major league career in Philadelphia. In terms of his managerial career. Another 1-2 pitch. And you see Cervelli kept it there, frozen.
You want that one. Whether it's the first inning or the ninth inning, you want this one. Well, technically, you got it right.
Angel Hernandez. Adam Hammery behind the plate. And under the glove, might have slowed it down. Double play.
And I like the fact he didn't get it. He was trying for it, but it makes it so much easier when Jordy Mercer can just slide across, take everything himself at second base. It's so much cleaner. Your first instinct is to reach down and get it, but kind of happy he was late.
Chick-fil-A double play. As though maybe Locke a piece of it, but double play cleans things up.
Just a preview of what you might hear tomorrow. I asked Terry, I said, we all know what it meant to the Boston fans to win their first World Series. What did it mean to you? He said, it means that I kept my job. I mean, he's so real.
Yeah. Tapper, Locke, easy. Gets Brantley. He hits Kipnis, then gets a double play and a Tapper. Half inning. Indians nothing, and now the Pirates come to bat. The 4th of July is also all about. Here in the ballpark. If you're not in the ballpark, you're enjoying this 80-degree sunshine. The Toyota starting lineup. Josh Harrison will lead things off. Then it's Neil Walker and Andrew McCutchen. Starling Marte hits cleanup. Pedro Alvarez bats 5th. Francisco Cervelli at 301 on the year hits 6th. Then Gregory Polanco, Jordy Mercer, and Jeff Locke.
They'll be working against 24-year-old right-hander Cody Anderson out of Fallon, Nevada, making his 3rd start major league career. It has been a spectacular start. He's 1-0, 0.57 ERA, 15 innings. He has given up a total of 8 hits. He's walked 1 batter. Took that perfect game into the 7th inning last time out. Both of his starts against the Rays And here we get our look against Cody Anderson.
Line drive, first pitch swinging. Josh Harrison into the corner with a double.
There, you want to jumpstart this crowd? Jump on the first pitch. We've seen him do it so many times. The first pitch he sees in a ball game, if he likes it, he jumps on it. And we've seen him pull the ball a good bit on these occasions. Just make up his mind to turn on some, perhaps looking for something. And a good percentage of the time, getting it. And he gets it good right down into the corner, and we got action.
So Harrison takes away any suspense about any no-hitter, a perfect game. With one pitch, he doubles into the left field corner. And here now is Neil Walker. Hits this hard. Did what he was trying to do. Moves the runner and hit it hard at Kipnis.
And he's hitting the ball hard all the time now. Even last night, some good contact at bats.
Becoming more aggressive at the plate. Has Harrison 90 feet away. Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, cue the Bucko fireworks. It sounds like we're already, maybe we're at least hearing them. And you want Locke to be effective against the lefties. And we know his kind of MO against right-hand batters, and we want to see how he does against lefties.
Picked out of the dirt by Gomes. Andrew McCutchen looking for his 50th RBI of the season. A ground ball will do it. The infield back. Andrew McCutchen now with a 10-game hitting streak. And that batting average at .296. We'll find out tomorrow night whether he is going back to the All-Star game as a starter. The reserves and the pitchers will be announced on Monday night. Two and one. Will be his 5th All-Star game, 5th straight if he is announced, and A.J. Burnett could be going for the first time. Big pitch there, off speed.
Really took something off it. And I was thinking about Cody Anderson when I looked at his numbers, and the whole factor there is that he took the speed off, and if you get your speed really separated well, you don't have to be perfect in terms of location, and so got that done to get even in the count. To get back to Anderson, I was thinking 16 innings, just 8 base hits, 1 walk, dazzling numbers. I was kind of curious as to why we're more strikeouts. 6 strikeouts. I mean, it's okay. He's getting people out. That's the bottom line. So dazzling, I thought, 16 innings, probably maybe 14, 15 strikeouts.
Wow, there's one.
It went soft. And a huge out, a boost of confidence for the youngster against Andrew McCutchen. This might have been keyed off that previous off-speed pitch where he saw Andrew out in front. Did you think Andrew was going to think fastball all during the at-bat? And so you got to tip your cap to either his catcher selection or perhaps something from the bench.
Starling Marte was hitless in 4 at-bats in last night's game. He has 48 RBIs on the year.
And he could add to that if he gets something else just like he saw up in the strike zone.
In the air to shallow center field, but the ball is caught by Brantley. Josh Harrison led off with a double, stranded at third. 0-0 after 1.
Game Break, our Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine injury update, brings us a first for the Tigers' Miguel Cabrera. The two-time AL MVP strained his calf Friday when he broke for second base on an attempted hit and run against the Blue Jays. Cabrera has been placed on the 15-day disabled list for the first time in his career, though he is expected to miss at least 6 weeks. Greg and Steve, back to you.
All right, Dan, thanks very much. I don't know if anybody means more to his team. I'm sure there are, but he is so critical to that lineup. They've got a lot of firepower, but it's going to be hard to imagine that they can make up for that loss.
Yeah, that's the big X factor. You lose somebody like that, boy, that can just take your breath away as a baseball team. And there's a lot of things you can predict in this game, but you can't predict that. You lose one of your big guns, although people in St. Louis might argue that point.
Lined into right center field. First pitch swinging for Yan Gomes, and he is aboard with the leadoff single to right center.
Well, we know that Jeff Locke is going to give up his share of base hits. Came in with 83 innings, 93 hits, and that's his MO. But last 4 starts, he has given up some runners, but he gets outs when he needs them. Last time out, 5 hits. Combine that with 3 walks, a lot of base runners, but he only wound up giving up 1 run. So if you pitch around that, can't do it forever, but does a pretty good job of that. He's going to have base runners. And if you keep getting out of those mini jams, why, it's a confidence booster. You're not really shook up when you, okay, I gave up a base hit. That I can work around this.
Always looking to get that strike call inside. Missed there. Adam Hammery, the home plate umpire. Batter is the switch hitting Carlos Santana. .210 on the year. A little bit better from this side of the plate. Hit hard, but there's Harrison. There's 1, 2.
Easy as pie. Easy as apple pie on the 4th of July. 5-4-3. 2 innings, 2 double plays. There it is again. Jeff Locke. Base hit, no problem, double play. And that ball was smoked. That's the bad news. The good news, it's right at Josh Harrison, so it becomes a very comfortable around the horn double play, although it always involves 2 long throws. It's not that real quick exchange between short and second or second and short.
Hard hit ball. You got a slow batter, so around the horn it goes. And now Giovanni Urshela, 1 for 3 last night. Another rookie along with Lindor in the lineup. And of course the starting pitcher, Cody Anderson, a rookie. Steve was talking to Terry Francona and talking about the new look left side of the infield with the shortstop Lindor and the third baseman Urshela. One and 2. This will slow the pace down a little bit, but you could see it from Charlie Morton last night and certainly from Jeff Locke. The Pirates encourage their pitchers to work fast, not overthink things, and Locke trying to do that. Stay in a groove. Morton was working quickly last night, ended up giving up 3 runs in his 6 innings.
Yeah, if you're getting it done, don't clutter it.
Just a roller between Harrison and Mercer for a base hit on a 1-2 pitch.
By the way, the Pirates have just taken over the National League lead in double plays turns, one more than the Atlanta Braves, now at 93 on the season.
Jordy Mercer, a big part of that, of course, and his double play partner on most days, Neil Walker. Josh Harrison will move over toward that second base bag from third. He and Mercer involved in a conversation, and now Neil Walker out in shallow right with Brandon Moss at the plate. Hit the opposite field home run that just cleared the left field wall. In the second inning of last night's ball game, his 14th of the year for the one-time Pirate Brandon Moss.
Was he the one that, as a left-hand batter, tried to push the ball a little bit to that open area last night?
And again, a good idea. You see some players doing it, but not necessarily the right approach, because you have all day, nobody over there. If you want to, you can just turn and just push bunt it instead of kind of slapping it as you're running out of the box. In this case, he'll be looking to drive one, and a strike called.
You think there's any factor that they don't feel like they can do it and push the ball where they want to? I mean, you should be able to. It's almost like a bunt. It's a firm. You could almost take a sacrifice stance and push it. Bunt it firmly.
Yeah, you
I mean, you're
take any approach in the box you want. There's a little sinking liner. Harrison will pick it up and throw out Brandon Moss. Move to the bottom of the second. It's 0-0.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Colorado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
It is 0-0 as we move to the bottom of the second inning on the 4th of July, 2015.
Mad Chevrolet.
Cool shades, cool hats.
Yeah. Cool day.
A lot of flags. And one pitch, Alvarez is retired. Cody Anderson gave up a leadoff double to Josh Harrison in the bottom of the first inning on the first pitch, and then after the hard hit ball by Walker, struck out McCutchen, a big out with Harrison at third, got Marte to fly out to shallow center. Here's another player that we might find out be going to an all-star game. We will find out by Monday night if he's involved. Francisco Cervelli, hitting .301, 0 for 2 with a walk last night.
The animated one, Francisco Cervelli.
No 2 count. Leads all big league catchers with a 309 average. That average when he's behind the plate. He's also DH'd this season, but as a catcher hitting 309, and that leads all major leaguers in that position. It'll be an exciting day here tomorrow.
Yep.
A buzz in that clubhouse as to who gets voted in as a starter. Did he go? According to the home plate umpire, he did. 2 strikeouts for Cody Anderson. And our day automotive this day in Pirates history. On this date 2001, the Pirates beat up on the Reds 14-3. Brian Giles, Adam Heisdu each had 2 home runs. Ramos Ramirez drove in 3 and goes 4 for 6 at the plate on this day in 2001 at the former Riverfront Synergy Field. Would you have been there that day? 2001?
Oh, yeah.
This ball hit in the air to left. And Polanco, it's going to be the 3rd out. Go to the 3rd inning. We'll get more on Steve's Cincinnati game, 4th of July. Come back.
To make my way out to a couple tailgates. Some people go to the beach on July 4th, and some people might bring the beach and the party to them, such as Brett and Megan right here, who just got married yesterday and are celebrating with their entire wedding party right here at the tailgate. Now, what's pretty cool about this, Megan's from Pittsburgh, Brett is from Chicago. They had the koozies made right here celebrating their wedding date. And look on the back, cheers to Yins. Now, Brett, you're a Chicago guy. Can you get adjusted to being a Yinzer?
I absolutely can. I love this city, and, you know, if the Pirates and the Cubs weren't in the same division, they'd be my favorite team. But, you know, we root on for the Bucks in Chicago. So,
nonetheless, there's a lot of fun being had. Now, you had to turn your husband, Megan, into a Yinzer. What is this house going to be like now that you're living and married to a Cubs fan?
It's okay right now. We got a lot of NL Central games, but we'll see how much we get along in October.
And you live in Chicago, and you get the MLB package. You can watch every Pirate game. Is that right?
Exactly, yes.
Well, there you go. So, Greg and Steve, I could see, well, this guy married this girl right here, a lifelong Pirates fan. Everybody's having a great time right here at the tailgate. We get a big round of applause for Brett and Megan and their wedding. Greg and Steve, you got a lot of important work to do. I got a lot of eating to do out here. Congratulations to Brett and Megan, the newest newlyweds.
And you know what? Maybe Brett someday will get her some tickets to see the game.
I'll tell you one thing. There's no doubt in my mind who's in charge of that program right now. Congratulations.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Mercer, one away. I'm sure they're making their way into the ballpark. A lot of people hanging around the North Shore.
Yep.
Fireworks later.
I'll tell you one thing, Greg. We average about 3 weddings a weekend up on Mount Washington by that statue of George Washington and his friend, the chief up there.
We'll be busy up there on Mount Washington.
They were laying out blankets and staking their territories.
I was gonna say, you better get your parking space at like 7 in the morning. There.
Yep, absolutely. They were working on it.
Cody Anderson, this is, I believe, his first professional at bat. The pitchers don't bat in the lower levels of the minor leagues. they do at AA and AAA, but he hasn't spent much time.
No, he didn't.
At those levels. He made the big leagues fast track. So this is kind of weird for him. His first major league at bat. Jeff Locke takes care of him. Talking about being on the North Shore, the Pittsburgh Regatta happening all weekend in downtown Pittsburgh. And one of the new additions this year, the gondola Ferris wheel at Point State Park. 90 feet tall, includes 16 multi-passenger carriages located on the park lawn on the city side of the Fort Duquesne Bridge. So the very first Ferris wheel was designed by Pittsburgh bridge builder George W. Ferris for the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893.
I'm still a little antsy when I go on them. When I go on them with the grandkids, still a big attraction getting on the Ferris wheel.
Well, he got out in front of Kipnis in the first at bat of the ball game, then hit him.
Show him a little something out over the plate, out away from the plate. See if he'll bite. Kipnis is too good a hitter, especially right now, to bite on that. But he'll bite on that one. Way to go, Jeff.
1, 2, 3. After 2.5. Nothing.
Root Sports game break. Giants and Nationals in D.C. earlier today. Bottom of the first, already 1-0 Nats. Runner aboard for Bryce Harper, and all aboard. His 25th round tripper of the season gives the Nats a 3-0 lead. They weren't done as they cruised to an easy 9-3 victory. Greg and Steve, it's all yours.
All right, Dan, Madison Bumgarner, 6 runs over 5+, but Steven Strasburg, who started that game for the Nats, left the game in the 4th inning, an undisclosed injury.
There it is again. Yeah, that X factor. Cabrera, Strasburg, Teon.
Bounced foul by Jordy Mercer. Mercer hitting .245 a year. And his hitting streak come to an end last night, though he hit the ball hard. Especially his final at bat. David Murphy made a nice play on him in right field. Parent decked out.
And we talk about that X factor of an injury to a prominent player, but then it's always balanced sometime during the season by a phenom who comes out of the woodwork and starts dazzling everybody. So easy come, easy go.
You never know. It's a long, long season.
That's why it's never done. You wouldn't want to be able to predict everything. It's just, you know, the Cardinals just cruising right along, and all of a sudden they start losing games and losing them at home. I mean, it seems like every team is going to have a soft spot. It's just the way it's always been.
Cardinals and the Padres tied, by the way, in the bottom of the 8th at 1-1 as the Padres look to win Game 3 of that 4-game series. They've won the first 2 and have handed the Cardinals now 4 straight losses. The Redbirds involved in that losing streak, with the Pirates 6 back. Hit hard again to right field for Mercer. Perfect timing with the pitcher coming to the plate.
Indeed.
And the Barrel Automotive League leader stat, the teams with the best winning percentage since May 29th are all National League Central Division clubs. This is kind of the way most experts thought this season was going to pan out. All these clubs were going to be involved. But of course, the Brewers got off to a disastrous start. The Reds sputtered, and it has come down to the Pirates, Cardinals, and Cubs, with the Pirates and Cardinals the top winning percentages since May 29th. He balked.
Dropped the ball.
A young pitcher balks, and you hear some fans yelling, Cueto.
Memories of Johnny Cueto in the playoff. Kind of a little mentally ahead of himself, wasn't keeping track of the baseball, perhaps thinking about what he's going to be trying to do.
Whoops.
Hard to accuse the fans of creating that, or giving him credit for creating that this time. The Pirates will take it.
Very important that Mercer gets him to third.
And young man, if you stay around 10 years, you'll probably do that again.
Trying to get Mercer to third. Jeff Locke. I guess he wants to bunt it to third, Steve, huh?
Yep.
And first baseman has no other responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean, he's right on top of him.
The third baseman has to stay fairly close to the bag, at least initially.
Yep. You got a right-hander that kind of follows through toward first base, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just firmly past the pitcher. Firmly past the pitcher. I don't know if they still do, but they used to teach us, instead of squaring up right to the pitcher, create an angle with your body.
Explain that now.
So yeah, instead of being square up to the pitcher, kind of move your body up so you've already got the bat angled toward third base.
Now he gets it down and will get the job done.
See, that's the other option. If you bunt the ball anywhere, either toward the pitcher or to third base, the pitcher takes a while to complete his follow through. So you can get away with bunting the ball to the pitcher. It just can't be too hard right at him. So it works. I'm doing the small manufacturing business.
It's his third sacrifice bunt of the season. A.J. Burnett has 5 to lead the Pirates.
Here we are again, man on third, 1 out.
In the first inning, it was Josh Harrison at third base with 1 out. And now it's Jordy Mercer at third and Josh Harrison at the plate.
I should have picked up my pencil and demonstrated where I would have the bat there.
Yeah.
Little bitty bat, Dorfon bunting.
There you go, Steve.
So instead of bunting straight away like this, you turn your whole body and the bat is pointed toward third base. And your Bob Prince pencil.
And bounced. And now they've got Mercer caught between third and home. And not good.
Yep, gets caught.
Five unassisted.
Well, now we got to get Josh to steal a base. Get that bad taste out of her mouth. Steal a base hit, and forget about it. It just seems like when the ball is hit there, play it safe. You can almost go back, because if it gets by the third baseman, you can walk home. Now looking on the bright side of things, Cody Anderson has given up a home run. In fact, that broke up, I think, his perfect game. Grady Sizemore homered off him.
Former Indian.
So he has tasted that his first couple of starts. Let's see if we can add to it.
And bounced to second, so another inning that had promise ends with a 0. 0-0 after 3.
The Jolly Roger flag, of course, but what may not be familiar, which also makes the 4th of July one of the coolest things ever, is the tailgate. We got dips, they got pirate patches right here, brownies, chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, a little tiny grill, propane, any fixing you can need it. And we have friends and family coming in from the north side and the North Hills, spending some time together. They even have the custom Pittsburgh Pirates cornhole board right here. Greg and Steve, at some point in time, I know I have to go to work, but this is a darn good environment going on right here, right outside the ballpark.
Now keep reporting that you're a good man, Robbie. Having some fun on the 4th of July.
Try to make your way back inside the ballpark, Rob. You're having too much fun.
Indians more like Windians. I don't know her.
Great stuff.
Indians fan and a Pirates fan. It's Francisco Lindor takes strike 1 from Jeff Locke.
Yep. Right now I'm a Jeff Locke fan, doing very nicely.
Grounded to Mercer. Getting a lot of early ground ball outs, Jeff Locke. One away in the 4th. Take advantage of this special ticket offer for the series coming up against the Padres starting Monday night. Padres in for 3. Get discounted tickets now for as low as $12 for any of the 3 games. Purchase your tickets at pirates.com/weekday.
Well, Greg, how about this? 11 batters faced, 9 first pitch strikes. We'd love to see that. Get out in front.
Yes, sir.
And Jeff has been accused of being a nibbler at times, but it's always good. Get out. You know, strike 1 is one of the best pitches in baseball. Everybody will tell you that. Right now, he's doing a very nice job.
And now Alvarez will get back to first. That ball was hit softly, one hopper. And Brantley is retired for a quick second out. Walker to Alvarez. 2 up and 2 down.
Well, we told you that Jeff Locke has never faced the Indians, but in interleague play, 5-1 with an ERA well under 3. Well, maybe he's where he should be on this Saturday afternoon. We got our song now. Saturday at the park. I think it was the 4th of July.
Yeah. Chicago.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, you remember they were playing at the old Civic Arena about, had to be, my gosh, might have been 20 years ago. But that arena had not been open for years. I guess needed repairs badly, but Chicago played on the 4th of July one night after a Pirate game, and a lot of folks left Three Rivers, went over there, and during that song, about halfway through that concert, they started singing Saturday in the Park, I Wish It Were the 4th of July, and the Civic Arena opened up during that song, and they started shooting out fireworks. It was
how good is that?
Unbelievable.
That's a production.
That
right
was
there.
unbelievable.
That's
I mean, it was a surprise to everybody because, again, that roof had not been open for years. In the air to left, Marte. For the out. 1-2-3 for Jeff Locke. Beautiful image from the Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Here is Andrew McCutchen leading off. Ball, 1 strike. McCutchen struck out with Harrison at third base and 1 out in the first. The infield back. Twice the infield was conceding runs to the Pirates. And there is a leadoff hit for Andrew McCutchen. He has an 11-game hitting streak.
More action. About time we're going to cash one of these opportunities in. Finds the hole, just out of the reach. Lindor going over, coming up empty. Speed on the base, speed at the plate. It's the kind of combination you like to see. Starting Marte catch a gap and watch these guys run around the base paths.
So again, an 11-game hitting streak now for Andrew McCutchen. Marte's flied out in the first. He has 13 homers. Anderson gave up the Grady Sizemore home run that Steve talked about, flirting with that perfect game. All pulled into the seats. Anderson allowed a couple of home runs at AA Akron this year. He made 10 starts in the Eastern League, the Akron club, Akron Arrows, and 3 for the AAA Columbus Clippers. And gave up a total of 2 home runs this season. Last year, gave up 17 at the AA level in 25 starts. One and two. Interesting, 92, 93, how that can get past his big league hitters depending on location, depending on what he's throwing.
Yep, and sequence.
Yep.
Changing speeds. That's what it's all about.
That location. Third pitch on the inside part of the plate and up.
Trying to
Marte.
crowd him. Watch the catcher now. He's
breaking ball away. Here it comes. Yep. Lays off.
There are patterns. Let's show them. Try to set them up inside and get them outside.
Fastball. Stays 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now they're seeing Marte out in front, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something even softer. The old philosophy from a pitcher standpoint. You want to pull it? I can give you something slower. You can pull it even further.
Let's see what they decide to throw here now. Working with Yan Gomes. Fastball, changeup, cutter, curveball available.
What kind of possibilities? Back away.
And bounced. Lindor to second for 1. They will not double up Starling Marte. One hopper, but Lindor had to take a step, and once you do that, you got no chance. So this off-speed pitch is pulled toward the shortstop.
Turned over on it. Lindor had to go too far in the hole to have a real good chance at the double play. And couple that with Marte's speed.
Alvarez, first pitch swinging in the second, bounced back to the pitcher.
Modest lead.
Gomes very good defensively behind the plate for Cleveland. He's thrown out over 36% of the runners trying to steal this season.
Outstanding.
Marte looked like he wanted to, but shut it down. 1-1.
I have no idea what kind of move Anderson has.
Former catcher there, Carlos Santana, moving to first because of the job that Yan Gomes has done.
They're going to pay a little attention.
It's not the greatest move in the world. Maybe he's got something better up his sleeve. Cody Anderson making just his 3rd big league start. And flirting with a perfect game his last time out. And popped him up. Urshela. 2 outs. Slug your way to the Home Run Derby crown and master the free award-winning game millions are playing. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby free on the App Store and Google Play.
We certainly have a pleasant afternoon here at the ballpark. There's a slight helping breeze to the outfield. Look at that beautiful flag flying on the 4th of July. Helping just about anything a little bit out to the outfield. Nothing significant, but taking a lot of the humidity away. Very enjoyable afternoon so far. Just lacking one thing, a little Pirate offense.
Now they're thinking Marte will try to get into scoring position for Cervelli. "16 steals, caught 6 times.
A little quicker, but nothing dazzling. I think maybe once or twice an inning we should talk about the wind so we can keep showing that American flag.
Yeah. Well, now you can show it, and it's got a good breeze going out towards center.
Yep. That is a delightful sight. All the time, especially today.
With the state flag, Pennsylvania, Commonwealth, and the Allegheny County flag, and there goes Marte out at second base. Gomes unloads a throw in a hurry, and they nail Marte at second. 0-0.
Make my way back into the ballpark, but I keep getting distracted by groups of tailgaters. We got a group here from Loon Township having a good time. We go over here. We got a bunch of folks here from Bethel Park, and they got the music, they got the tunes, they got everything going on. I'm having a real hard time trying to work my way back in, and they got the right song on. They got the Buccos victory song going on, and we're in the middle of the game. I promise, Greg and Steve, at some point, I'll make my way back in.
Those guys are fired up. By the way, Robbie, it was a 4 o'clock start, and so we're watching you.
Yeah, a lot of streets named after you, Rob. One way. Yeah. Yep. Stay right out there, have some fun.
Starling Marte thrown out, trying to steal second by Yan Gomes. Here is Carlos Santana. Another look. Second baseman Kipnis applies the quick tag.
Yep. See that ball kind of tailing a little bit, but right back out in front on the first base side of second base. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Kipnis didn't have to do much except catch the ball, which is coming right there just above the runner, and that's your real good out stealing 2-4.
Great shot of the Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Marte nabbed the 7th time this season. And in the air toward left, and struggling with that sky, fighting it. Oh man, he makes a catch Boy, he really had to battle.
Yep. He either found it late or just, I don't know. He was able to grind it out and get the glove around it. It's an awful feeling when you're out there and you're not sure, where is it, do I have it? I don't. I'm grinding. I'm trying to keep that shadow with my throwing hand in front of my eyes to stay with the descent. All's well that ends well. And Jeff Locke, I think he's thrown like 43 pitches now. He's working in the 5th inning and over 30 strikes. There we are. Thank you, fellas. 40.
7 now. Yep. Another look at that fly ball as Marte fights it.
Yep. Looks routine coming off the bat, and then a lot of drama.
McCutcheon was talking to him afterward. I don't know whether McCutcheon said, hey, next time if it's really bad, yell to me. Now I'll come over and cut across and make the catch.
Yeah, he's going sideways. You have a little better look at it.
Not many fly ball outs. Just in fact the second of the game. That fly out to left.
Think that's not a big outfield? There's a lot of acreage.
Again, those flags now straight out towards center field. Steve talking about that American flag and the city of Pittsburgh flag, black and gold, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania flags flying straight out now toward center. Whoa, look out. That goes sailing into the seats. Michella.
Yeah.
Down on strikes.
So a lot of drama in these first 2 outs. The fly ball to left and now action in the seats. Meanwhile, Jeff Locke just keeps trucking right along. I guess that's called being way out in front. And I don't know, with so many people jammed in there, there's not much you can do other than just prepare yourself to get a shoulder up or do what you can to protect yourself.
Terry's down there, roving cameraman. I think that person's going to be okay. And boy, Jeff Locke better than okay. What a start for the Pirate left-hander. There's the bat. Everybody's fine. Francisco Cervelli pours his passion into baseball and is hitting better than ever. Josh Harrison dives into a little coaching during his kids camp, and much more inside Pirates baseball presented by Allegheny Health Network tonight after postgame on Root Sports.
Yep, scoreless ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
And it is Francisco Cervelli to lead things off on this 4th of July. And a note, Larry Dorick turned 93 on Thursday. His wife Helen 90 today from Liberty Borough. Cervelli bounces the first pitch to third. One pitch, one out.
Okay, I'll add to the birthday list on the 4th of July, Anna Filitsky, 10 years old, the daughter of Joey Filitsky, granddaughter of Joe Filitsky. Great family here around the Pittsburgh Pirates over at Forbes Field. Ticket takers at Three River Stadium. The whole family's been involved here at PNC Park. Joe is a good friend of granddad, and Joey Filitsky, Anna's dad, passed away much too young. So our happy birthday wishes to Anna and the whole Filitsky family. Good people, great Pirate people for a lot of years.
As Gregory Polanco flied out his first time. Our buddy Rick Cerrone let us know that George Steinbrenner would be 85 today. He was also born on the 4th of July. A former Yankees owner. The Yankees beat Tampa Bay earlier 3-2. And a Cleveland guy who grew up an Indians fan. Grew up an Indians fan like you,
yep.
George Steinbrenner, right?
Sure did, yeah. Yep, the Cleveland Indians. My
Stan Savran?
Yeah, Stan, huge Indians fan. Up from that area.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Polanco. As here we are, 1 out in the 5th inning. Cody Anderson, as advertised, tough in his first 2 starts and making it tough on Pittsburgh here. And a pop-up will be out of play.
Also birthday wishes to Andy Cortina, good friend of the Filitsky family. So 4th of July birthdays. Wow.
It's all American.
Yep.
Number 7, by the way, for the late Al Rosen, who spent his 10-year big league career with the Cleveland Indians and was at one time president of the New York Yankees in the late 70s, then went on to be the general manager of the Astros and Giants.
Yep.
So they are honoring the late Al Rosen with that number 7.
MVP, I believe, 1 year in the American League.
1953, and lost out on the Triple Crown to the batting race to Mickey Vernon by percentage point. This ball's popped up, shallow left, and 2 outs. Let's go back to Dan Potash with another game break. No, need a W to keep pace and stay 6 back. The Padres and Cardinals will conclude their series tomorrow afternoon at St. Louis's Busch Stadium. Lance Lynn tomorrow against Ian Kennedy. And then those Padres, led by Pat Murphy, the manager who is Pedro Alvarez's father-in-law, will come to PNC Park. He is the manager of the Padres. We'll see the Friars 3-game series starting on Monday night. Don't forget about those special ticket discount offers that go on for those 3 games. Tapped toward third. Urshela throws out Mercer, and the Pirates go down 1-2-3. It is 0-0 through 5. Going to the top of the 6th inning here at PNC Park. The 27th annual Beast of the East Youth Baseball Tournament taking place this weekend in Wheeling, West Virginia. Over 160 teams from 17 different U.S. states, plus a few from Canada, competing for the Beast of the East title, ages 12 to 19. Teams guaranteed at least 7 games in 4 days, and most of the games played at the JB Chambers Sports Complex, which is visible from the I-470 highway in Wheeling. Part of the festivities that are happening this 4th of July weekend.
Wow.
Throughout the area.
That's a lot of teams.
Yeah. Beast of the East. He was a beast last night. Trevor Bauer.
Yep.
Very impressive. 6 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, and had there not been a 2-hour and 8-minute rain delay, he might have gone deeper. But got the win.
Well, what a run this pitching staff of Cleveland Indians is on. Again, talking to Terry Francona, I said I was an Indians fan. I remember the days of Win, Lemon, and Garcia, and Bob Feller, and Narleski and Mossy, their relievers. It was quite an impressive staff. I said, but these guys are unbelievable, what they've been doing lately.
Hugging the line, foul. A lot of families on hand here. A jam-packed sellout crowd last night.
They were talking before the game about Jeff Locke. You know, it seems like he's been in kind of a groove where after the 6th inning, you got to keep a pretty close eye on him. But right now, 56 pitches delivered.
That's efficient.
Oh, man.
2-2.
He has allowed 3 base runners, and they've turned 2 double plays in back of him. Tidy work.
Boy, oh boy, Jeff Locke strikes out his 4th. Let's go back downstairs to Robbie.
Well, we're talking about the 4th of July, and we think of family, friends, food, baseball, and what else, Greg and Steve, on the 4th of July?
Apple pie?
Beer.
Oh.
Remember that? What are we talking about? Apple pie. Look at this.
What do you got there? What's
that?
That's a custom pie. Hold it up for the camera.
Oh, nice.
Look how cool
Yeah.
that is.
Let's go Bucks.
It says Let's go Bucks in the shape of a baseball.
All right.
Well, we
Steve
did
will take
actually
care of
bring
that.
you forks, Steve Blass. This is from
not necessarily.
You know who made this? The Pie Place.
The pie
Julie
place.
and Jessica, the owners of this place, make specific pies just like that, and they made that just for you, Steve.
Sit,
Now, you
boy.
said, hey, they named streets after me. What do they call them?
One way.
One way. Now, how do you feel about saying that?
You're a throughway. Get out. We're through with you.
How about that?
Heel.
Look at that. Let's go Bucks on the pie.
There's a strikeout. We'll go to work on that pie. And although we don't have much time, the way Locke is locked in here. Here we go.
There's a fork.
Yeah, that's the cough
He's
button.
holding his cough button right now.
Yeah.
So the world can. Here you go, Greg.
There you go. No, I'll wait. Let Steve go, and I'll finish.
You're welcome, Steve.
Thank you, by the way, Robbie.
You're a good person.
Yes, you are.
You should have heard that other guy that was talking to us.
Enjoy the pie.
Thank you very much. Wonderful.
Really
4th
cool.
of July is complete right now. Baseball.
He'll get no pie, and he'll go to his room.
You'll get nothing and like it.
That's right.
Mr.
Go to
Walk.
your room with no supper.
We are not going to the radio booth.
Robbie, you're a good man.
That's from your old stomping grounds, isn't it? The pie place, the Upper St. Clair, right? Steve, hello?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it is. Well, I didn't know if there's more than one. Yeah, there's a pie place right on Highland,
Yeah.
corner Highland and Washington Road.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Milwaukee gets nothing. Let's go Bucks. That is pretty neat. Wonderful. The pie place, right out in Upper St. Clair.
Yeah, that too.
Out in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Chopper toward Alvarez. That is a foul ball. Awfully close. 2-2 now on Jason Kipnis. Jeff Locke. He could be on our old Founding Fathers team. Kind of doing some research before the game. John Locke, the old English philosopher, the Founding Fathers in the United States, drew heavily on his principles.
How about the Cardinals' John Jay?
He definitely would be on the all-time founding fathers list. And how about that? Striking out the side in order. 6 Ks for Jeff Locke. It's an All-American pitching matchup here at PNC Park between Cody Anderson, the rookie right-hander, his 3rd big league start, against Jeff Locke.
And I don't know if I've seen Jeff Locke better. What, 13 in a row?
Yep.
And what, six out of the 13 struck out. Striked out.
That too.
Struck out.
Yep. Delicious pie, though.
Good pie, yeah. American pie.
Locke sacrificed, moving Jordy Mercer 90 feet. Pirates have had a runner at third base twice with less than 2 outs, could not cash in. And Locke rolls to Kipnis. Well, we want to see your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag #PitDataStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's all brought to you by T-Mobile. Get your fan photo out to hashtag #PitDataStrongFan. Again, brought to you by T-Mobile. There's a Border fan. Bucks and Tribe. And you see the Pirates t-shirt and Cleveland Indians cap.
A lot of combos, a lot of Indian Pirate matchups. Person to person, couples, buddies.
Jay Hay with a fly ball toward right center field, sending Bradley back toward the wall and off the wall. Jay Hay into second base with his 2nd double of the day. Flirting with his 5th home run of the year.
And I wonder if Brantley was trying to fake him, because that looked kind of strange that he was going casually there, maybe trying to think, trying to make AJ or Josh Harrison think it was a home run, so he might slow down.
Allegheny Health Network Super Mo.
It's a good ride. We told you there was kind of a following breeze helping everything. Maybe Brantley thought it was out.
There's an opportunity now for Neil Walker. He was grounded out twice to second. He's hit the ball hard. Watch the center fielder now, Michael Brantley, drifting back.
And then looking up. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think he maybe thought the ball was out.
Yeah.
Hit hard past the first baseman, Santana. Neil Walker has done it again. And it is 1-0 in the 6th.
Out of the reach of Santana. And no problem for Josh Harrison to get home.
Walker is Mr. July. He's starting to rack up the RBIs.
The real deal is dealing. You can see Josh cruising around.
Now Andrew McCutchen. Walker just attacking the baseball these days. This is his 8th RBI in the last 5 games for him. Started this month with back-to-back 4-hit games.
Even the body language up around home plate. I mean, he's going there, not hoping to hit, looking to hit, expecting to hit.
And Hurdle was saying it's good to see him smiling again. Talking about Neil Walker. Body language and a lot of happy faces, really, aside from yesterday. Those 3 games in Detroit, the offense got on track. One and 2. McCutchen with an 11-game hitting streak. Leadoff hit in the 4th. Stays 1 and 2.
Once again, Andrew out in front of an off-speed pitch.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. You heard Dan Potash tell you that the Cardinals were 2-1 winners over the Padres, so the Pirates need a W to stay 6 back in the division.
And you wonder if Anderson will follow up with another off-speed pitch. He's had good success against Andrew on several occasions.
Bounce toward the shortstop. He'll flip to second and get the out. Lindor, a little bit of a gamble. Underhand toss to Kipnis. Just beat Walker there.
Give another look at that play. It's a long underhand toss. That takes a while rather than a little mustard on it. But they get their second out.
All I want for my birthday. Bucko win. Starling Marte
easy enough.
Is 0 for 2.
Seen a real good baseball game. If you like pitching, this young man, as young as he is, 24, he has a presence on the mound.
Did you see that note about how he became the first pitcher to carry a perfect game into the 7th inning within his first 2 career starts since Juan Marichal in his big league debut, July 19th, 1960 against Philadelphia. Anderson's last start against Tampa Bay.
Juan Marichal, one of the best. One of those this date in baseball histories. I think last week was the anniversary of the Juan Marichal Warren Spahn 16-inning game. They both went all the way. Willie Mays hit a home run in the 16th.
Oh my gosh.
That was
both went all the way.
That was either 63 or 65. 1963 or 5. 16 innings each.
Yeah, a little help.
Yeah. Goodbye with a little help from his friends.
A roller to the shortstop. Lindor on to second. The Pirates get one on the board to crack the scoreless tie. It is 1-0 Buccos.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network. Health for all. By Kenny Ross, Ask a Neighbor. And by Levin Mattress, located in all Levin Furniture showrooms and freestanding stores. Let's go Bucks!
1-0 Pirates. And on to the 7th inning on the 4th of July. Packed onto the rotunda. Strike called.
How about the numbers for Jeff Locke? 3-2 counts through 6+ innings, 0. 66 pitches, 46 strikes. 14 of 20 before that pitch. First pitch strikes.
And I think you're right. I think this is the best start.
Yep.
I mean, not without doing the research, it's hard to imagine he's had a better start.
Now he's got 1 run to work with. And he's been so dominant, but you know Ray Searage is watching him very closely now because it can come, it can go, it can go, it can go.
And there's a big part of the lineup too, the 2, 3, 4 men.
Yep, and it's just 1 run. Yeah, he's been so dominant, it feels like more.
He's retired 13 straight. Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Watch the home plate umpire Adam Hammery take it.
There's that fastball trying to get in on that right-hand batter.
Is that the first 3-2 count of the game, you say?
That is. So again, this is the time of games they've been watching him very closely.
Chopper, maybe a tough little play here. Walker cuts across, gets the out.
Nice. Nice. Pitcher's best friend. Above average plays late in a 1-0 ball game. I think those two guys are so good. Walker took charge of the play. That's fine. There was no congestion. I think Jordy, if he made the initial move, he was going to be able to have his momentum going toward first. Just a matter of who made the first move, took charge, and Neal. And just Neal's on that kind of roll everywhere. But if you can cut across in front and have a shorter throw, that's part of the way to go.
Point Park University tweets talking about the real deal, Neil Walker, and that Big RBI to give the Pirates the lead. Should be National League Player of the Week. Real good shot. And now Brantley takes 2 strikes.
This is kind of a clinic going on here for Jeff Locke.
Bounce toward Walker. 2 outs. 15 in a row retired by Jeff Locke.
He'll get some apple pie after the game.
Tomorrow the Pirates take on the Indians. 1:35. All kids 14 and under get an inflatable chair courtesy of Huggies, Cottonelle, Giant Eagle, and Viva. Get to the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street before the game, and after the game kids can run the bases. Compliments of the original pizza logs. For tickets, go to pirates.com. A big game tomorrow. Could be the rubber match of the series. And Garrett Cole aiming for his 12th win of the year against Danny Salazar. 7-game winner. Monday night, A.J. Burnett starts against the Padres and James Shields. Francisco Liriano will pitch Tuesday against Tyson Ross, and then Wednesday night, Charlie Morton against Andrew Kashner, and then the Cardinals in for the 4-game showdown. There's A.J. Burnett, who could be, fingers crossed, going to his first ever All-Star game. That would be something if he's pitching Monday night and finding out he's an All-Star.
Oh, yeah. Watching his buddy do a lot of good work today.
The other way and foul. 1-2. Burnett returns. It's a great t-shirt. Batman will return Monday night against the Padres. How about that?
Okay.
Fancy leg. 2-2. Jeff Locke has given up 2 hits. Jan Gomes single to start the second. The other hit that same inning, Giovanni Urshela.
3 base runners this afternoon.
Toward left, carrying out to Marte. It does. Jeff Locke. An incredible start. 16 in a row. Retired by the Pirates left-hander. 16 straight. 2 hits in his 7 innings of work. The Pirates got the run in the bottom of the 6th. They will look for more in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now here is Tim Tobacco.
God bless America is Shane Treelord.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
It's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you to follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Watching Pirates baseball on Root Sports and watching Jeff Locke maybe with his best performance of his career, the one-time All-Star, as Pedro Alvarez and the Pirates look to give him a little more run support.
And Greg, you know, during that break we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." There's something really special about hearing 38,000 plus sing it like they mean it, instead of just, you know, sometimes just go through the motions kind of sing. They were into it today. Take me out to the ball game like you mean it. 38,000 plus or whatever it's going to be. That's a guess. But
pretty good guess.
maybe more. Yeah, more than that. But anyway, they're seeing a really, really well played baseball game. And this young man on the mound for the Indians is pitching a pretty special one too. He's only thrown 73 pitches.
And he strikes out Alvarez. Just his third K of the day.
And here it is. Looks like a splitter or something downstairs, bottom falling out of it. And you were talking about the lack of strikeouts for him, you know, early in his career. Well, he's pitching. He's doing a lot of pitching, and if you're getting people out, doesn't matter how. You don't have to bring up 15, 18 strikeouts. This is some kind of pitching performance you're seeing at PNC Park by both these guys. Our guy's a little better.
Cervelli has struck out and bounced to third. Two and one.
Is it a perfecta? PMC Sports Medicine Strike Zone Grid says yes.
Well, Anderson hasn't had many of these counts either. We were talking about how efficient Jeff Locke has been in just 1-3-2 count. Well, this guy, Cody Anderson, hasn't walked a batter yet. And towards center field and in there for a base hit for Francisco Cervelli.
They love those 3-1 counts.
Again, we want to see your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag #PitDataStrongFan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Again, hashtag #PitDataStrongFan. Look for yourself in an upcoming telecast here on Root Sports. All brought to you by T-Mobile. Degrees at game time. Just a spectacular summer day, 4th of July in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Get yourself your tickets to see the Pirates and these Indians tomorrow. Come out and get those discounted tickets for the 3 games against the San Diego Padres. And don't forget, a week from tomorrow, the concluding game of this homestand, last game before the All-Star break. That's a night game, Sunday night baseball. And possible double play. 4, 6. No, Cervelli goes in there hard to break up a potential double play.
Which allows you to leave a little speed at first base, perhaps a stolen base, and maybe get something cheap. Francisco lines him up and disrupts the rhythm.
He was maybe within arm's length of second, but
yeah, maybe.
That's a big maybe. Went after the infielder, and Clint Hurdle likes that aggressive play. Jordy Mercer, 1 for 2, one of just 6 Pirates hits.
Really risking all that much if you make another steal attempt here. 2 outs, kind of quiet.
The pitcher on deck, I think you want to get into scoring position right now. See if Polanco doesn't take off. Not yet. And a little fister. The second baseman. And that is Kipnis to Lindor. Go to the 8th inning. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
Of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Nissan Road ahead tomorrow afternoon. Could be looking for a series win. Rubber match. Garrett Cole on the mound for win number 12, and Danny Salazar 7-3 on the hill for the Tribe. There's Garrett Cole. His teammate at UCLA pitched a good game last night. Trevor Bauer. He'll look to do even better tomorrow afternoon. Pirates have Sean Rodriguez now at first base, defensive replacement for Pedro Alvarez. And here's Jeff Locke. He's never been here before. 7 innings of shutout baseball. This is his 77th major league start. His major league career began 4 years ago. Made 4 starts in 2011 with the Bucks. And he has never gone as many as 7 shutout innings. He's pitched 8 innings 4 times in his career. First pitch number 80.
He's faced one over the minimum with the help of the double plays.
And a rare 2-0 count.
Yep. But there'll be a short leash because it's a 1-0 game, as it would be with any starter. Going off speed and having Urshela way out in front.
By the way, there is no one loosening in the Pirates bullpen at the moment.
I'm sorry, Santana.
Mark Melancon up there doing his 8th inning routine. They have a man there. The shift. Walker to Rodriguez.
17 in a row.
Jeff Locke. I mean, this is something. This is really unbelievable. But, you know, we've seen flashes of this from Locke. After all, he is a one-time All-Star in the National League. Went there 2 years ago. This is the first time, just a correction, this is the first time he's gone more than 7 innings of shutout ball. 7 1/3, the most ever in his career. He has previously a couple of times thrown 7 scoreless, but never more than that. At least until this afternoon. Is there a play here for Rodriguez? Yes, there is. Yes, Sean Rodriguez It's over there into foul ground. Jeff Locke loves that. 2 outs.
That's called not quitting on a play.
And he couldn't believe it, that stayed in play. Shella retired. Now here's Brandon Moss.
Continues to pound the strike zone on first pitches. Tremendous number of first pitch strikes.
He's gone 8 innings 4 times in his career. The last time he went 8 innings was July 6th last year against the Phillies. 3 hits, 1 run in that low hit outing of his career in 8 innings previous to today. And that's lined at Rodriguez. Jeff Locke has retired 19 in a row, tossing a 2-hit shutout. Just spectacular this afternoon. 2 hits.
He's been phenomenal. 1 over the minimum. First pitch strikes. Balls that have been sharply hit right at people. He's brilliant. You know that great run of pitching we had a while ago? This could fit right in the middle of it.
Sir.
Right in the middle of it.
Jeff Locke, maybe his best performance in the major leagues. 8 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. He is done for the day as Jung Ho Kang pinch hits. When he came back to the dugout, wow, congrats.
Tremendous work. That's a whole lot of pitching. 89 pitches, 60 strikes.
And Francisco Cervelli. The 2 work together brilliantly today.
Venezuela, New Hampshire.
Now the South Korean Young takes ball 2 from Cody Anderson.
Faced 25 batters, 17 of them were behind in the count 0-1. Doesn't get any better.
Jeff Locke going 8 innings for the 5th time in his career, including 1 other time this season, but never before 8 shutout. Cody Anderson gets the strikeout. It's his 4th. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. Cody Anderson, his third big league start, locked up against Jeff Locke. And look at this pitching.
You like
walks.
pitching.
Man. One free runner, that was Kipnis getting hit by a pitch to start the ball game. Josh Harrison has 2 of the Pirates' 6 hits. They've been doubles, and he has scored the only run of the game. Last time up, he doubled off the right center field wall.
These guys have pitched like they're going to a cookout or something, maybe on 4th of July.
'89 pitches for Locke, 60 of them for strikes.
Is that Uncle Ray with him? Ray Sears?
Toward left center. Aviles toward the deepest part of the ballpark makes the catch. That is a start.
What's New Hampshire? Live free or die.
Yeah.
I mean, license plate. I mean, that's serious stuff.
Yeah, it is.
You just better make up your mind right now. He made up his mind today.
Mark Melancon getting ready. Mike Aviles, the 8th man in the order, due up, then a pinch hitter for Cody Anderson and Kipnis. As Walker lifts this one towards shallow right center. Now medium depth right center field. It is Brantley. So 1 run. And Melancon lock up another. A Central Division showdown starting Thursday night at 7:05. Stay after the game for a special weeknight Zambelli fireworks show presented by 84 Lumber. For tickets, go to pirates.com. Cardinals in for the first of 4 starting Thursday night. Don't forget, a week from tomorrow is a Sunday night game, nationally televised. So get your tickets, as the folks here today did just that. 37,928, the 8th sellout of the season. They have seen one special pitching, well, I guess you say 2 special pitching performances by Jeff Locke and Cody Anderson. Locke's best start of his career, 8 innings of 2-hit shutout ball, no walks, 6 strikeouts, retired the last 19 straight. He hands the ball over now to Mark Melancon, who was also an all-star a couple of years ago, but that was as a setup man. He might be going back to the Midsummer Classic, this time as one of the best closers. In fact, the National League leader with 25 saves. The Major League leader, the Twins' Glenn Perkins, has 26.
You would love to see him put a lid on this one. This has been an absolute gem. If you bought a ticket for this one, you see some Major League Baseball.
UPMC scoreboard, Pirates leading at 1-0. Going to this 9th inning. No, it's funny, as Joe Torre is here and Jim Leland from the Major League Baseball office. Joe Torre, in fact, in a suite a couple boxes over from us, and he is meeting with both managers this weekend. He'll be taking the tour around the big league ballparks to go over things like pace of game, the strike zone, instant replay. He has to like this pace of game.
Oh, I guess.
Did you get a chance to see your old buddy, Joe?
I did. We have a history going way back. Worked against each other a lot. Here's Michael Bourne.
Pinch hitting for Aviles.
Keep this speed off the bases.
Melanson had a rare 1-out save on Thursday in Detroit. USA chant as
how good is that?
Melanson delivers to Bourne. 1-1.
Quick hello to all the folks out at the block party, the 45th version of the Quig Claire block party. Thanks to all the people that work so hard for that. We're having a good time. Hope they're watching this ball game, or at least listening.
And a special hello to all the block parties going on.
That's right.
Thanks for all your
around
hard
the
work.
city.
1 ball, 1 strike, and it's 1-2 on Michael Bourne batting for Aviles.
See the spin like a cutter coming across.
That's his pitch, that cutter, and of course he's been using that curveball. Now growing that beard. Strike 3, speaking of the curveball.
Backdoor curveball, just starting outside the outside corner, curving in, picking up the outside corner. This is a beautiful thing. See, it's a ball until it finally really starts to take the break. That's the downward spin, not the cross spin.
Here's David Murphy pinch hitting now for the pitcher Cody Anderson.
And then massage that outside corner, staying away from the power.
On base twice last night, scored a couple of runs, hit cleanup. It's Charlie Morton. Ate him up, broken bat roller. Melanson says, "I got it." He pulls Rodriguez off the bag and gets there.
Yeah, he called it. He called it and called it correctly.
We will wrap up this series against the Indians tomorrow as Garrett Cole takes the mound for the Buccos. Coverage starts at 1 o'clock with Pirates pregame, presented by W.B. Mason here on Root Sports.
And that was a big league play because it was putting Rodriguez in an awkward position. Melanson had a better route to the first base.
July. Jason Kipnis. They're all standing. Ball 1. Melanson trying to save it for Locke. Match Glenn Perkins for the major league lead in saves. Two and all. Melanson trying to convert his 24th straight save chance. The club record 26 set by Joel Hanrahan 4 years ago. No wiggle room for Melanson.
Pop it up. Pop it up.
2-1 on the American League's leading hitter, Jason Kipnis.
See him trying not to just throw strikes, quality strikes, just barely missing that outside corner.
He's walked 5 unintentionally in almost 39 innings. Lindor would be next. And he walks Kipnis. That ends the string. 21 in a row had been retired by Locke and Melanson. First walk of the ball game. Either side.
Kipnis has stolen 10 bases.
Francisco Lindor, the rookie, switch hitting shortstop now. Has put the ball on the ground 3 times.
Melanson having that shadow right between him and home plate.
Ball 1.
Steady diet of trying to pick up that outside corner against the lefties.
Yeah, the other way out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Lindor.
These folks are ready to make some serious noise. Slider again outside. Cutter.
Cutter for a strike, and it's 1-2 on Lindor.
Don't know if he got the call, but he got the call.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on in a 1-0 game.
This is when it gets good. This is when it's really electric right now.
Oh, didn't offer 2-2. This Pirates team with the best record in the major league since May the 9th. Having gone 32-18.
There's some intensity.
2-2. Pokes at it. Going to be tough play. Mercer won't have a play. Everybody's safe. Lindor just threw his bat at the ball. Gets a hit. It's 1st and 2nd.
This is going to be tough the minute he just slapped at it. Didn't hit very hard. Dirty had to go way over. I don't know if he's got to play if he gets it.
No, infield hit for Lindor. Now Michael Brantley has a chance to at least tie it. Michael Brantley. 3 ground ball outs against Jeff Locke. 41 RBIs on the season. There's strike 1. Brantley is hitting .351 in these situations this season. Men in scoring position. .351 overall. However, when 2 men are out, he's batting only .219. And 2 men are out, 2 men are on for the Tribe.
Dropped that curveball and did Mark Melanson, the first pitch of the at-bat.
0-1.
Wants it upstairs and in. Maybe.
0-2. A cutter again. 0-2 now.
He got it in. Francisco wanted upstairs, but it works. Here we are.
Can he get it this time? Bounced right side. Rodriguez to Melanson. Light him up. And raise the Jolly Roger on the 4th of July.
How good was that? And an above average play to put the finish on it.
What a ball game. What a day in Pittsburgh.
And this is why they call it the big leagues.
This is why this is America's pastime. Major League Baseball on the 4th of July. What an afternoon. More to talk about with Dan and Teague.
All right, gentlemen. Well, hot dogs, apple pie, baseball, and the 4th of July. Only thing missing is a W. And now we have that as well. Picture perfect day, picture perfect game for the Pirates.
Well, Dan, we talked about it before the game started. The ingredients, obviously, the packed house, the enthusiasm, the excitement of everybody, just because it is the holiday. You come to the ballpark, you're ready. Your team's been playing well. All those things are going to happen. What you can't control is what's going to happen in those 9 innings that are played during the course of the ball game. And today, these folks saw an outstanding ball game. Jeff Locke, absolutely fabulous. But you got a ball game that goes right down to the very last pitch. It doesn't get any better than that.
Speaking of that last pitch, let's send it back downstairs where Robbie Innsbruckowski is standing by with the saves leader in the National League.
Dan, how about 24 consecutive save appearances cashed in for Mark Melanson? What a job. Mark, the last 2 days, there has not been a ticket available in this ballpark to wear that hat, the stars and stripes on your uniform, America's colors on the 4th of July, and close out the game. What does this all mean?
Gives me goosebumps to be out here, guys. Thank you.
It got a little dicey there toward the end, first and second, at least from the fans' perspective, and us. We got a little bit nervous watching it. But what did it mean to you to seal out this game for Jeff Locke, who pitched 8 outstanding innings?
I didn't have enough time to get ready. Locke was just going through guys, and before I knew it, it's the 9th inning. So I would have liked to see Locke go back out there and get that complete game, but pinch hitter spot came up, so it worked out.
How do you feel for a guy like that to come out and have the best performance of his career?
That was fabulous. I mean, like I said, the game just went so fast. We were sitting down there. We didn't even know what happened. It's the 9th inning.
Mark, this is 24 consecutive save appearances, saves in a row that you've cashed in terms of opportunities. What has been the key to your success?
Just one pitch at a time, one game at a time, and that's how we think in the clubhouse.
How about playing at home? You got the streaky games, 10 in a row leading into the All-Star break. How bad do you want to make a run here toward the Cardinals before they come to town next weekend?
We just got to play our game. We'll be fine.
Mark, what's all this like? I see you looking around. You're looking at all the fans. You're taking this all in. How do you describe this experience?
I am taking it in. I am taking it in. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
How about that, Dan and Teague? Mark Melanson, a very happy guy. And a lot of happy fans here in the North Shore.
As they should be, and the fireworks haven't even started yet. Well, just as we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and we go from one pitcher to another, and Jeff Locke, dude, he was dialed in this afternoon.
Oh, he absolutely was. I mean, 8 strong innings. As Melanson said, the game just kept going real quick. Only 2 base hits for Locke. Didn't walk a batter. That means 2 base runners all day for the Cleveland Indians. Struck out 6. So, yeah, an outstanding performance. 8 innings, 89 pitches. That's averaging 11 pitches per inning. When Jeff Locke is pitching anywhere near throwing that many strikes and throwing them over that quickly in an inning, he's going to be successful. He was more than successful today. He was outstanding.
Not only that, let's continue with the good math. Because he was so efficient, this afternoon's game, just 2 hours and 7 minutes.
With no rain delays.
No rain delays.
And no extra innings.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
And we are just getting started here on the North Shore. Extended highlights, post-game reaction, and yeah, we'll probably hear from this afternoon's starting pitcher, Jeff Locke. Clint Hurdle. Plus, we get a chance to ask Teak. It's all part of a 4th of July celebration as the Buccos even up the series with a 1-0 victory before a sold-out crowd here on the North Shore. Pirates 1, Indians nothing. Pirates postgame presented by Allegheny Health Network is next.